we look at suffrage. And we said another name of suffrage is what? What's another name for sovereignty? What's another name for suffrage, Joe? Franchise. 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 And it's just the rights citizens of a country have to vote in an election and to be voted for. And I said those who vote are called electorates, and those who are voted for, that is those who contest, are called candidates. And we looked at types of franchise. We looked at restricted franchise and which one again? Universal franchise. Franchise suffrage. Now, the restricted franchise is which saw the things or the characteristics of restricted franchise. We saw the things that made them restricted: the age, the sex, the color, or the race. You are from this, you are not from this, therefore you cannot vote or you cannot be voted for. You are of this age, you are not of this age. We saw a lot of things. Now, when we got to the universal adult suffrage, we said yes, everybody can vote and be voted for. However, I said there is still some level of what? Restriction. For instance, Nigeria is practicing universal adult suffrage. Does it mean that you can vote? No. If you are not up to 18, you cannot vote. Now, that's two. The second one is we are looking at residence or residential restriction. Everybody can vote, everybody can use universal adult suffrage. But do you know that if you are not a resident of a certain place, at least I told you for 3 months, you can't vote. Of course, if you just park into Anthony Village yesterday and there's an election today, it never shows that you cannot vote because you must have done your what? PVC, your voter's card, months before you pass into Anthony. So where you did your PVC, your voter's card, should be where you would have the right to vote. So whether universal adult suffrage or restricted suffrage, there's still restrictions. It's just that in universal adult suffrage, the restrictions are just minimal. Let's look at types of suffrage. Types of suffrage. There are different types of suffrage. There are different types of suffrage. We have the adult suffrage. That's one. We have the male suffrage. That's two. We have the property suffrage. And we have the taxpayers suffrage. Property suffrage is just like if you have so assets or you have so wealth, then you can vote or you can be voted for. And I told you in the last time, most times this property suffrage or whatever restrictions that has to do with property or with your asset, what you have, they do that most times for the candidates, not for the electorate. They can say, for you to vote in an election, you must have 3 cars. Nobody will do that. They will only do that for somebody contesting, that's the candidate. Why? Take one instance in African countries where we know African leaders are quite corrupt. They believe if you don't have enough assets, you probably must have been going into politics to acquire the nation's wealth assets. So you need to declare each time election approaches, the candidates will be asked, especially the president, the governor, the executive arm of government will be asked to declare their assets. Come out and tell Nigerians what you have and how much you want. Now we have auditors who evaluate that and say, oh, this president contesting for presidency worth 300 million naira. So when he or she finishes his or her tenure, they will not check the asset as it increased. Now, if you started with 300 million naira asset, you had 300 million naira asset, and you became president. And when you finish, after 4 years, your 300 million naira asset became 300 billion naira asset. Of course, everybody knows you must have stolen the nation's wealth. So, property suffrage most times affects the candidates and not the electorate. The other suffrage is just you voting those adults that are qualified. That's other suffrage. Of course, nobody will vote on their age child to come and rule the nation. Nobody will do that. Because they are not qualified, they are not experienced. Like I told you that in Nigeria, one of the qualifications for you to be a senator is that apart from the university degree, you must be a sage. You must be very intelligent and you must have experience in the politics of the nation. So you must be elderly. You must be elderly to be a senator in Nigeria. Those are conditions necessary for eligibility as candidates for election. Before you can be a candidate, what will make you eligible to be a candidate? Is there anybody that can just come and say, I want to contest? No. Conditions necessary for eligibility as candidates for election. Not everybody has the right to be voted for. Not everybody. Not everybody has the right to be voted for. There must be a qualification for anyone, and that's why we have a screening. The Electoral Commission must screen its candidates to see that such candidates possesses the qualifications to stand as candidates. Number one condition is the age. Number one is the age. For many years in Nigeria, only full-grown adults have been eligible to contest election. But in recent times, the last election in Nigeria, you saw the youth came out and forced the president of the nation to propose a bill known as not too young to vote. Remember that I will ask you this question. Not too young to vote. Not too young to vote. For the first time in Nigeria, many young people contested the election. In the north, in Nigeria local government, the chairman is a very young boy. That boy is less than 30 years. And many places in the north, young people. And you know your entertainers, most of these entertainers came out to contest. They joined political parties. One of them who won is Shina Pella. Shina Pella is now in the House of Representatives. He's young, he's just about 40. He contested and he won because of this bill. And now, you are not too young to vote, to be voted for, so you can contest. So age, we are looking at age. You know, I said in previous class that for you to vote in an election in Nigeria, you must be up to 18. But does it mean that for you to contest, you must be 18? What do you know? The qualification to contest as a parliamentary member is university degree. 18 years. Are you a graduate? No, it's not possible. It's not possible for you to be a graduate at 18. So it means that at 18, for you to contest as an election, to be wrong, the age will not match. So what then? The age. In some countries, 25 years of age maybe the minimum age for the candidates. In some countries, 25 years. Some countries, 25 years may be the age. 25 years of age may be the minimum age to contest. In Nigeria, for House of Representatives, it is 35 years. 35 years. In Nigeria, for House of Representatives, it is 35 years. 35 years. The next one is residential qualification. Residential qualification. Residential qualification. How can you vote for someone you barely know? There's an election in Anthony, and the face of the candidate is not known. And when you make inquiry, you discover the person just passed into Anthony village last month. You don't even know him. Why would you entrust the destiny of the community into the hands of strangers? Therefore, for a candidate to contest election, he or she must have lived in that community for some years or months. He or she must have lived in that community for some years or months. The next one, number 3 qualification, payment of tax. Of course, you know, anyone who does not pay tax cannot be said to be a patriotic citizen of the country. In the US, in the just completed election in the US, Joe Biden attacked the SY president, Donald Trump, that he doesn't pay tax. And at that debate, Donald Trump could not defend that allegation. Of course, you and I can tell today, Joe Biden is the president of America. Some years back, in Lagos State here, Jimmy Abaje of the People's Democratic Party was accused by the candidates of the All Progressive Congress that he doesn't pay tax in Lagos. And Jimmy Abaje brought out documents and published it, his tax certificate, and published it on newspaper to prove that yes, he pays tax. Everybody who is a citizen of the country must pay tax. If you don't pay tax, you are going against the law of your country. How can someone who evades tax take note? Anybody who does not pay tax is said to be a tax evader. So tax evasion means you're running away from paying tax. So anybody who does not pay tax is said to be called, is known as tax evader. For you to contest an election, you must have been paying your tax. For you to contest an election, you must have been paying your tax. Your tax. At least for some years. At least for some years. We want to believe that in the beginning of your business or whatever you do, you may not be paying tax. Let me tell you this. For those of you that will do economics later on, there's what we call, when we look at export duty, import duties, under taxation, progressive, regressive, and proportional tax. There's what we call tax holiday. Tax holiday is the allowance and freedom or permission by the government of the country to new firm known as infant industry to allow them or give them the leeway from paying tax. Why? This is just to encourage them to continue the business. Somebody who just started the business has not grown, is still struggling, and the tax office comes, disturbing him or her, pay your tax, pay your tax. The person does not even have money to run the business fully, and you're disturbing. So what the government does is say, okay, if your firm is just new, your firm is an infant industry, you will not pay tax for 5 years. That process is called tax holiday. Why? The government wants so that within that 5 years, you make your profit and grow your business to be fully matured business. Then thereafter, you can pay your tax. Number 4, no criminal records. You know, I told you something when I started this topic. I said it is only in Nigeria that I see things straight happening. From prison to what? President. To president. Somebody came out from prison and straight to presidency. It doesn't happen. You must not have any criminal records for you to contest an election in a working country. I mean, in a working country that observes democracy. Once you have a criminal record, you are an ex-convict, you have gone to prison, you can never contest election. And that's why I tell young people, watch your steps in no criminal record. A person that will be a candidate for an election, must not have gone to a prison for any reason. Must not have gone to a prison for any reason. That is, no ex-convict can contest an election. No ex-convict can contest an election. Number 5, bankruptcy. A person owing the bank or owing any other organization cannot contest an election. A person owing the bank or owing an organization cannot contest an election. A debtor is not a faithful fellow. A debtor is not a faithful fellow. Why should you now vote for an unfaithful person? That's number what? So number 6 is educational qualification. In Nigeria, for example, local government chairman must have minimum of school leaving certificate. That's primary 6. Local government chairman must have minimum of school leaving certificate. President must have minimum of school cert, that is SSC. President must have minimum of school cert, that is SSC. While the lawmakers must be graduates. Lawmakers must be graduates. Number 7, citizenship. An alien cannot vote or be voted for in a country. An alien means stranger, cannot vote or be voted for, except such persons have acquired citizenship in any of the ways citizenship is acquired. Unless such persons have acquired citizenship in any of the ways citizenship is acquired. Maybe by naturalization, if you are not from that country. Of course, places like US and Canada, it takes 5 years. Once you stay in those countries for 5 years, you become a citizen of those countries. That's naturalization. It should be honorary. Maybe you have done something great that the country recognizes you for. Then they can just make you the citizen of that community or country. Or maybe by birth or by marriage. You could marry, and that's what our boys do when they travel outside the country. They immediately marry ladies from such countries so that they can have their green card, that's the residential permit and the like. Sanity. Sanity. The candidate contesting an election must be sane and sound in mind. Must be sane, S-A-N-E, sane and sound in mind. Of course, a country wouldn't want a mad fellow to rule them. Someone who is not sound in mind, how can he think? How can he plan for the growth of the economy of the country? So we just don't want to say must be intelligent, but we are saying must be sound. Intelligent does not mean you are picking paper on the floor. No, that's not what it really means. Are you sound in mind? Is the candidate sound in mind? Can he think? Is he creative? He must be sane. He or she must be sane. That's number what? Number 8. Number 9. Registered member of a political party. Registered member of a political party. Registered member of a political party. One who contests in an election cannot contest as an individual. One who contests in an election cannot contest as an individual. But must do so on a platform of a political party, or must do so on a platform of political party, of a political party. Of course, the Electoral Commission does not recognize individuals. It recognizes what? Political parties. It will not say, oh, AG, who are the people coming out to represent your party? APC, AGA, PDP, bring out the people. If the Electoral Commission cannot go straight to individuals, Electoral Commission cannot register individuals as candidates, but they register individuals as political party, representatives of political party. Then the next one is deposit for the election. Deposit for the election. I told you when I wanted to contest as a rep member, I had to pay. I think the ticket is about 1.something million, 2.something million for my party, and I was asked to buy a couple of party cards, maybe over 1,000 party cards. I don't know why. Maybe the party is just trying to generate money. To be a candidate for an election is not free. The candidates pay for it. In Nigeria, they call it ticket money. You buy tickets. And it varies. In big parties like APC and PDP, it could vary from 5 million and above. But the party I went to, mine was about 1% or 2% million, because the party is not this too popular. It's ADP. ADP. But you pay. And depending in the position you are vying for, depending in the position you are vying for, the price for the ticket varies. Of course, you expect the presidential ticket to be higher than any other ticket. Okay. I want to say at this junction, we have wrapped it up for this topic. So the next topic we'll be going into is electoral system. Electoral system. Electoral system. Electoral system. Electoral system. Now, one of a word or a phrase that students usually confuse with electoral system is political system, party system. Political party system. If you recall, then when you were taught that, you were told that we have one party system, two party system, and multi-party system. Nigeria is practicing what? Multi-party system. Multi-party system. But at the time, take for instance, in 1999 when democracy was coming into Nigeria, we were exiting military rule into democracy. We had many political parties, but eventually, towards the period of election, the political parties were downsized into two political parties. That is, we have the what? AMPP and the PDP. Of course, we also had the AD, Action Alliance for Democracy. But in presidential election, Alliance for Democracy now merged with AFP so that they can defeat PDP. And it happens. Once political parties feel like